Mochismo Eugene, welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and pass it on if you believe someone else will benefit from it. I'd appreciate that. Well, I got a jacked up pair of glasses. I was looking for a better pair that aren't chipped, but good luck finding those, right? And form and fashion is a thing, but I was gonna wait until I got better glasses, but I just retrieved my video equipment from my van, which was locked for the last 3 days. I locked my keys, my extra set of keys, in the van. And so with the glasses, locking my keys in the van, which I do that, I'm always locking my keys in my car. Anybody can attest to this, comment it below. And this is why I decided to divulge this stuff, because of the topic of this video. I'm gonna turn it around in nature. Just want you to know that it was me. Yeah, right. But I want to show you the glasses to emphasize my point of this video. We're gonna talk about rhythm. Your empathic rhythm, both pre-awakening and post-awakening. So, as you know, or as you can recall, if you can recall, and I'm sure you can, looking back at when you were, before you met the monsters under the bed, like Rihanna said, they wasn't in your head, they wasn't under your bed, they were live and full effect, the narcissist. And before you met them, looking back, you had a rhythm. You had a rhythmic nature about yourself, where you would be able to do certain things throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout your life, with mistakes, with moments of forgetting things, which is a lot of human nature there. But overall, you would be able to do things in a fashion without even trying, almost effortlessly, because you had formed a rhythm. Even with some of the ups and downs, you continued to have a rhythmic pattern. But when you met the narcissist, your rhythm was drastically thrown off. And 5 years after the narcissist, although, you know, when one goes out, sometimes multiples try to come in. So 5 years after the awakening, I'm here to tell you that I am still yet dealing with that rhythmic pattern being not a rhythmic pattern as it used to be. And the forgetfulness of leaving my keys in my car, which wasn't as much. A couple things I wanted to point out about the rhythm. Just making a lot of mistakes and errors in things that you normally would not only make little small mistakes about, but you would continue to be able to improvise or do what we call, compensate, regroup. You wouldn't miss a beat. And these things that I'm paying attention to now, they're not that serious, but they are in the way that I'm really doing the brainstorming about them, because it suggests to me that even though the narcissist is out of sight, they're never out of mind. As much healing as you get, and the more you work towards healing, you may have overcome a lot of things with regards to the trauma bond you were in. You are past the fact that you don't need them like you thought you needed them. You don't desire them like you thought you desired them, and it was all in your head. But there is a stench that still remains, and that stench is the rhythm. they have thrown your rhythm off in ways that, even though you may be on your healing journey 3, 4, 5, 10 years post-awakening, there will be moments. And this may not pertain to a lot of people, but I believe it pertains to most empaths awakened. No matter how long the healing, no matter how long the awakened state is. I believe this comes from repressed traumas, and those are just traumas that we seem to push out of our head in our quest and our journey for healing. And the repressed traumas can kind of pop back out sometimes. Although that narcissist is not in your immediate vicinity, there may be something or a situation that arises in your life or around your life. You may be in the grocery store and you may hear a couple arguing or bickering, and in a way that may sound so familiar to what you went through with the narcissist. Not that I experienced that in public, and most of you probably didn't, because with the covert narcissist, they'll demonstrate some of their idiocies in public, but a lot of it is behind closed doors. Or you may, in fact, experience that repressed trauma by way of just an energy around you. You may encounter a narcissist just in your presence because you know your energy is elevated once you get space between you and the narcissist with the education of what you've gone through. You're super aware, you're super vigilant, and you know your intuition is just on high. So if you're around a narcissist or a dark energy, they don't really have to speak. It could be just a mannerism or a behavior, and it will open that repressed trauma up. And a lot of us don't want to call it repressed trauma or any type of trauma because we don't want to be labeled, or we don't want to feel like we're superimposing victim on our name. But get accustomed to that as it is. You went through that. These are traumas. These are experiences. That's what these traumas are. They are life experiences in the not so good. And it's okay for you to recognize them as such, because to not be able to identify something for what it is and sugarcoat it, I think it stagnates the healing. It hinders the healing as well. I'm not an expert, but I do know this. The more you can call it for what it is, the more you can recognize it for what it's not, or what it wasn't. You're not crazy. You're not making this up. It's not a figment of your imagination what you went through. It's a trauma. It's an experience. It's a not so good trauma. Not so good experience is what a trauma is. Something that is so extreme, it causes you to sometimes relive it or re-experience it in the negative. And that's what a trauma is to me. It may be a more fine-tuned, dignified, seasoned definition for it. I don't know, but that's kind of what I interpret it to be. So I recognize it for that. So the rhythms that, the rhythmic patterns that I had prior to these experiences, and finally the narcissist in 2019, to which I was educated and made fully aware of what past and presently I was dealing with. That narcissist helped me understand even the stuff that didn't work out in relationships and interactions, friendships, family dynamics that I had no idea had an identity to them, that you could be able to identify it in ways that you didn't have to put toxic, mean, rude, obnoxious. We can call it exactly what it is. Because I just think those names and labels many times are so accepted in society. We can call somebody toxic and still deal with them, still be a part of their life, still be in and around their energy. But to all of you all out there who know damn well what a narcissist is, and if you truly understand what they are based on the experience and the knowledge that you've gained since you've awakened, you know under no uncertain terms that you want to deal with, be around, or associate with these type of vampires. That is the distinct difference in understanding what you've lived, past, present, and what you may encounter in the future. We know how to move around. We know how to get out of the way. We know how to leave them where we see them. We know how to not try to rationalize and make deals while most of society are making deals and cutting deals and giving narcissists do-overs. That's what sets you apart, because you have the knowledge in a way that many people should have, in a way they can understand that these people are hell-bent, disturbed, and disordered to a point of no return. They will throw your rhythmic nature off, your rhythmic pattern off, not just while you're involved with them. It will linger throughout, even after you've been done dealing with them. It will still sometimes linger. And I'm able to identify this in a healthy way, because I don't think it is causing me that much distress overall. I'm not losing sleep over it, but I'm just reflecting is what I'm doing, guys. And I wanted to reflect with you guys on when and if you find yourself, your rhythmic patterns of how you do things, you find yourself, you know how to do things. You've always done certain things a certain way, and it went off without a hitch. And now you find yourself doing, I like this area here. Sounds so pronounced right here. And that's, I don't know, that's a little bit of force right there. And once you realize this, guys, you can understand what it is, get a grasp on it, and kind of work through it. You don't have to stand there frustrated, be like, oh man, dog, I can't do nothing right. Because you get flustered and not be able to connect with the possibility of why this is happening, such as I just suggested, that repressed trauma, some of those experiences. Because when you were with the narcissist, you made a lot of mistakes. And those mistakes were a result of babysitting them. You were really taking care of yourself and their every want and need and desire. They would distract you when you needed your concentration on something that was very important, very dangerous many times, very delicate, very sensitive, where you had to be very engaged. They will notice this. They will sense this in your energy, that you are very methodical about something, especially if you need space and quietness. They will purposely make noises, interrupt you. Oh, I'm sorry. Just to prolong your progress and your success. They don't want you to win. They're not for you, they're against you. You have to know this, guys. And so when you are able to identify that, and you can just really not use it as an excuse, not here talking about an excuse, not blaming, but you're able to fundamentally see that before you met this type of an experience, or you had this type of experience in your life where it just threw you off, before that you were doing things in a way that were in sync with you, the person you are. And now you're finding yourself at times, you're forgetting things when there is no distractions around you. You see what I mean? They are not even there, but they're there. You're not rehashing. You're not sitting here talking about, and a lot of times let's do that. Subconsciously, that repressed trauma will cause you to subconsciously think, man, I would be so far more ahead than if I hadn't got mixed up with these or that or her or him. There will be moments of that, but you won't be verbally hearing that in your head. But the subconsciousness is like, man, you know, that struggle you're having at that moment, the mind associates the lack of progress. That little thing becomes a big thing. And that's what a subconscious mind is trying to cause you to say, man, how far ahead would I have been? I could have been this far ahead. I could have had this if it wasn't for them. And as humans, this is what we do. We do it sometimes without even thinking about it. And I hope this is connecting with you guys, because what I'm seeking to do with this video here is to show you that it's nobody's problem to solve. It's not even your problem to solve. It's just you working through whatever it is you got to work through in thought, in mind, in emotions, whatever thoughts come to you. If you can grasp some type of idea, concept of what may be the cause, not to excuse it away, but to kind of really, really brainstorm and say, man, you know, it's not a big deal. Lock my keys in the car. I'm always doing that, but how am I letting this fluster me to the point where it's causing me to be distracted overtly about everything apart from this one incident? Then you start collaging all this stuff together, and this is when it becomes burdensome. And it shouldn't be burdensome. These events happen. Never attribute wholeheartedly every mistake and setback to the narcissist. But in fact, there are some occasions when your rhythmic patterns don't line up like they used to. You can in a real healthy way accept that, wow, this is very possibly why. Now I need to just keep working on me, keep engaging with things that bring me joy, the things that I once found peace in, the things that I know that I'm able to continue to do. Good, bad, or indifferent, win, lose, or draw. I just have to continue to accept that mistakes are to be made. Sometimes I just have to understand, that I'm just human. I make mistakes, but nothing is that big of a deal. Nothing is that big of a deal. We just have to continue to press on, because you have a life, you have a whole entire life ahead of you that is only going to get better with time, because you by yourself don't have to worry about being responsible for the narcissist. And you can regain your rhythmic pattern in a more beautiful way than you did before. And vibration, that's a whole different subject. That's just a part of the education and getting your wellness, mind, body, soul, spirit, all those things are part of getting that vibration up. And those things actually assist you in getting that rhythmic pattern back too. But they don't wholeheartedly do the job, because the rhythmic pattern is just repetitive, doing things in a way that you know how to do them. And when you do come up short, you know that it's not always because you're not doing it right, or you're not doing it consistently. It's just that rhythmic pattern has been interrupted in the past, and sometimes it lingers, and sometimes it comes and goes. You may be doing a project at home. You may be painting, and you're up and down the ladder, and all of a sudden you spill paint, when in fact you were always aware of where the paint was and your surroundings and different things, because you're the only one in the room. Don't beat yourself up. That just may be that one-off, or you may do it twice in a row. It doesn't always have to be what the narcissist took you through. It could be just sometimes the repressed trauma of this experience, and work on trying to get that rhythmic pattern back as best you can, as gradually as you can, and as healthy as you can. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was informative. That being said, bless.